At 40 feet tall and 25 feet wide, it was the landmark that embodied the Granite State, inspiring Daniel Webster to say, "In the mountains of New Hampshire, God Almighty has hung out a sign to show that there he makes men."
This wasn't carved like Mount Rushmore. It was carved by nature, and it is absolutely perfect. It was absolutely perfect.
This monument represents one of the greatest things about New Hampshire, and it stood for more than 10,000 years.
He's been on medals, plates, signs, a stamp. The Old Man of the Mountain has made his mark on New Hampshire history.
He was a unifying force in New Hampshire.
On May 3rd, 2003, the Old Man of the Mountain collapsed.
The famous profile was created by centuries of frozen ice that melted and carved out the mountain.
Water gets between two rocks, turns to ice. Eventually the rock breaks away, creates a landslide. None of the experts that we talked to expected that after thousands of years, such a famous rock pile would give way during their lifetime.
Throughout the decades, efforts were made to keep the Old Man intact. Cracks were filled, support beams and wires put in place, but despite those efforts, the Old Man finally crumbled.
Down, Brad.
Dave Nielsen and his family served as the official caretakers, fighting time and the forces of nature to keep the Old Man as long as possible.
Perhaps what we did to the Old Man made him last a little bit longer, or we would not have had him as long as we had.
Hundreds of people stopped to see where the Old Man of the Mountain once was. They drove from across the state to look at the rocky cliff, void of the rugged profile that was a symbol of New Hampshire.
There's a lot of people, there's some folks right there that are actually crying because it's really hurt them deeply.
From bagpipes to a full color guard presentation, there were all the trimmings of a memorial for a close friend. Underneath the mountains that once held the Old Man up, roughly 300 people gathered to remember him. Some wore his image on their clothes, others carried signs.
Our world changed forever. We will survive, and we will become stronger because of it.
By executive order, Governor Benson created a 12-member group to figure out an answer to the question, what's next? The governor gave him 120 days to develop a plan.
In 2004, this 3D viewfinder was installed for people to remember him. The Old Man of the Mountain Legacy Fund was created and raised private funds for a memorial.
Dick Hamilton helped to spearhead the effort to raise hundreds of thousands of dollars to build the Old Man Memorial site in Franconia Notch.
Look at all these bricks. Each one has a name of a person impacted by the stone-faced man.
The $500,000 memorial is all raised, is done by private donations of people purchasing paver stones.
A series of steel profiles have been installed on the shore of Profile Lake, and from a certain angle, it's like nothing has changed.
You stand in a particular spot, and there are stones that say 3 feet, 5 feet, 6 feet, and you stand on that one of your height, and it puts an image on that profiler right back on the cliff where it used to be in the same size.
2023 will mark 2 full decades since the collapse of the Old Man of the Mountain, an enduring symbol of Granite State identity. That upcoming anniversary prompted State Representative John Patusek of Derry to put in a bill this session to recognize May 3rd as Old Man of the Mountain Day.
Because this is part of who we are in New Hampshire, I thought let's have a Remembrance Day. Not a big holiday, but a day of remembrance for when the Old Man decided to come down.
I would like to see a permanent day dedicated to the Old Man of the Mountain so that future generations will stop and pause and think what the great stone-faced met to us state.
Top state leaders will be observing Old Man of the Mountain Day on May 3rd, the 20th anniversary of the formation's collapse.
our viewers were on February vacation in St. John. As they passed a spot called the Windmill Bar, they noticed a familiar profile there in the rocks. Take a look at that. They tell us, quote, maybe he didn't actually perish back in 2003. He simply decided to retire to a warmer climate. So that's where he's been, the Virgin Islands, apparently. What do you think? Side-by-side comparison.
New Hampshire's state symbol lives on license plates, road signs, and uniform patches, or at the Old Man of the Mountain Museum near Profile Plaza. It seems the legacy started by nature and held together by man is still very much alive.